Hi, hello, hello. Nice to have you in the second part of our money mindset workshop, which is about practical tips for teachers to attract more money. And I can already see there are some people waiting here. Thank you so much, Lee, for being here. Uh, you stay. You thought it was 7 a.m. No, it's now. Yes, you stayed up all night to watch it, so I wouldn't miss it. But now I see it's a YouTube video. No, actually, this is a live video, Lee. I don't know if you're commenting now or you commented a while ago, but welcome here. Okay, it's your first Bowie event. Nice. Welcome here. Welcome to the first Bowie event. I'm so happy to have you here, Lee. And David is here too. Nice to have you here, David. Philip joined. And Katia, of course. Katia is a very regular member of our community. Nice to have you here, Katia. How are you today, everyone? And what are you expecting from this session? What was attractive about the title of this session, or was it anything else you wanted to learn from today's session? And I guess for Lee and for everybody else who is joining and it's here for the first time, I just want to introduce why I am doing this every other week and how is this helping teachers. So every other week on Wednesday at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, we have these Mindset Live sessions for teachers. They are free sessions, so you're welcome to welcome your friends, other teachers. And these sessions are here for teachers because we've noticed and we've observed at Bobby that we have very good strategies in place, and yet many teachers were not able to implement them successfully. And we found out it was because of the mindset, right? The mindset was not ready for the strategies we had. And that's why we decided to have these mindset sessions, regular mindset sessions, so that teachers can be best prepared with their mindset to implement the strategies that we have. And just a reminder for everyone, because this is related to everyone, at Bowie, our vision is to have teaching being associated with respect, prestige, and prosperity. So if this is what you want as a teacher, if you want to feel respected, prestigious, and prosperous, you're in the right place today. And we are going to speak about money, our relationship with money, and our financial fitness. That's how I call it. So the topic from of today already started last time, 2 weeks ago, where we spoke about deep cleaning of money beliefs. Today, we are going to speak about maintaining this financial fitness. And in the next session, in 2 weeks from now, we are going to speak about how you can celebrate or how you can enjoy the money you have in your bank account right now, or how can you feel prosperous and truly rich regardless of how much money you have in your bank account. And there are different techniques that I'm going to follow and share with you in the next session as well. So it will be about money next session too, but today's session is about financial fitness for teachers, how to maintain it. And let me just welcome new people who just joined. So Suvedi joined too. I haven't seen you here before, so nice to have you here. And Philip is saying, I am a road weary, helping to find some inspiration. You're in the right place, Philip, then. And Lee said it was just anything to attend before deciding about BSA. Okay, I'm not quite sure what is that. Sorry for my ignorance. Katia, making more money. Yes, exactly. And David said the last one was great. Okay, so I hope this one will be great too, David. I don't know exactly who it was, but somebody asked for the resource. So it means for a freebie where everything would be summarized. So what I decided to do, I'm going to share with you a very cool freebie where everything will be summarized from the last session, from today, and from the next session. And I will share it with you in the next session so that you have motivation to come to the last session of this money mindset series. And again, I will share it with you. If you cannot attend in 2 weeks from now at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, then I will just give you the special code you need to private message me with, and I'm going to share this free resource with you. After you watch the recording of the last session, of course, I will share this free resource with you because it will make more sense if you have everything summarized in one free resource when you watch all these three recordings, as they are really related and connected. So today's session wouldn't make sense without the last session, and the next time session wouldn't make sense without today's session. So they are interlinked. Oh, okay, Eli. Bobby Strategy Academy, of course. Okay, sorry. Yes, we just don't use this abbreviation, so I was just a little bit unsure and uncertain what you mean by that. Yes, so this is a perfect session where you can find out, you can have a taster of what it is like to be in the Teacher Academy. Good. So, who is ready? Who is ready to learn how to make more money and how to enjoy what you already have in your bank account? Just say yes, ready, ready to rock. Good. We are all ready. Okay. Nice. I can see ready people. Good, good, good. So, what I'm going to do this time, and by the way, before I do it, just for those of you who came here for the first time, I want to share this link. Please just bookmark it somewhere, and maybe you can share it with other people as well who are interested in this kind of sessions, so that I don't forget to share it later. And again, you can see the previous recordings, and you can see these sessions when you sign up for the calendar as well. You can synchronize your calendar with our events, and you can attend these events every other week. So I share this with you, and now I'm going to share my screen actually, because I decided to use visuals today. And again, I can share this visual with you in the next session. So it should be, you should be able to see it. Please just let me just know if you can see my screen. If you can just let me know if you see my screen, that would be fantastic. Yes, you can. Okay, brilliant. Good. So this is the topic: practical tips to attract more money as a teacher. And in the last session, we already spoke about deep cleaning your money beliefs. And we spoke about 8 steps, which I'm going to just share quickly with you, just so that you have a summary of them, and you just yes, you just remind yourself of these steps again. And I don't know if you remember, but I was using this analogy of my hair treatment. So I had a hair treatment, and my hair therapist was spending literally 95% of her time, that was 2.5 long session, just cleaning and healing whatever my scalp, not my hair, actual hair, but my scalp. And that's how I explained to you that actually that's the same with money beliefs. Some of us try to really increase our money in our bank account and have more money as teachers, or maybe even try to be assertive and ask these platforms to give us more money, or maybe the language schools where we work or schools where we work in. But actually, without us first looking at our money beliefs that we have about money, then nothing will actually help. So we cannot push maybe others or the system or schools to give us more money if we truly inside us believe we don't deserve money, or we believe we are not worthy enough to have money, or if we believe that it's hard to make money, and these other beliefs that we discovered. So that's why it's very important to deep clean your money belief. And it's the same thing as today. I went for a dental checkup, and I had the dental hygiene, which is really deep cleaning of my teeth, gums, and everything. And it's the same thing. So I do this deep cleaning of my gums and teeth twice a year. I don't know how you do, but I do it twice a year. And then the second step is actually to maintain, right, this dental hygiene. So in our case today, we are going to look at how we can maintain your financial fitness. Okay, so that will be the second step, because one thing is to deep clean something, but another one is to maintain it. And then the third one, which we will do in the next session, is actually to master the art of having money here and now. And that is touching a little bit on the first point and the second point, but it's such an important point and such a simple technique that I've been using for almost 3 years now. And it's been working so well for me. It's been helping me really feel prosperous at any time regardless of how much money I had in my bank account. And that's why I want to spend one full session really sharing this with you and practicing this with you. So these are the 3 steps we are going to follow. And the first one we already followed in the previous session, but I just want to revise everything with you so that you can see what you've learned in the last session. Just let me know if you're still with me, because for now I can't see your comments. So I will have to go back to the streaming platform. Yes, okay. You're saying yes, everything is clear. Perfect. So let me just continue. These steps I'm going to share with you that we shared last time. So when we are deep cleaning our money belief, the first step is awareness. That's, I would even say, 50% of any success towards any change. If you're not even aware of something, you're unaware. It means you're unconscious that you even have that. So then it's not possible to change it. So become aware of your money beliefs by looking at your present results. Because I asked you in the previous session, how do you know what beliefs, money beliefs you have? And I would say, look at your present results. Do you get consistent money into your bank account? Do you always have to work long hours to get the income you get every month? How do you feel when you spend money? Right? So all of this reveals us what beliefs we have about money. So let's become aware. Just become aware. Step number 2, go through all these beliefs one by one and ask yourself, does this belief serve me? So you would go through all the beliefs you have about money. Yes, I'm worthy money, or maybe you can say I'm not worthy enough to receive money, or maybe I believe that money comes but not on a consistent basis. So what are these beliefs? You name all of them without judging them. You just write them down. And I know we did this exercise in the previous session, but those of you who didn't do it or want to do it again, this is the process. And then you kind of go through one belief after one, and you just ask, does this belief actually serve me? Does this serve me? Number 3, identify the limiting money belief that impacts you the most. So potentially you can have 10 beliefs. And I do believe that it's possible to change all these beliefs, but I don't think it's possible to do it at the same time. And I will show you in a moment why I don't think it's possible to change so many beliefs at the same time. Um, so that's why it's important to kind of identify one or maybe two that impact you the most and that you would like to potentially work on and change, right? Because they are limiting beliefs. So that's step number 3. Number 4, analyze the limiting belief. So what does it mean by analyzing? As you know, I love analogies. So one of the analogies I actually heard somewhere else about beliefs is that beliefs are like a table. So the belief is actually the top part of the table. And then, as you know, each table has 4 legs, or maybe 4 more legs or less, fewer legs. And those legs is the proof that that belief is true for us. So, for example, let's say my belief is or was that I'm not worthy to charge more as a teacher. And at that time, I was charging £12.50 per hour. So that's the belief. I'm not worthy to charge more as a teacher. And I have different reasons for that, right? Because I was a non-native English teacher and other reasons. And then the table legs is the proof. So I was kind of refused by one language school to record promotional videos for their YouTube, because they said you are a non-native English speaker. It's not good for our language school to have non-native English speakers in the front end, like to promote it. Or then another thing, some students wanted to work with my native English speaking teachers. Or another one was when actually one psychologist, when I already worked later with psychologists, said to me like, she's not happy to pay me more than 30 euros per hour, because that's what they pay in Italy to native speakers. And that's what she's willing to pay the most. So I had all this proof before about kind of this belief that I'm not worthy to charge more as a teacher. And all of the reasons because I'm a non-native English teacher. So that's how you analyze the belief that you currently believe in, and it's a limiting belief. I just gave you my example. I hope this helps. You may have your beliefs. limiting beliefs specifically related to you. Now, the fifth step is decide if it's worth challenging it and if you are ready. So we may have a lot of limiting beliefs. It's the same thing about habits. We may have many kind of bad habits, but do we think it's worth challenging that habit right now? Are we ready? So, are we ready to challenge that limiting belief? Because sometimes to challenge it means some change, and some change may be uncomfortable, getting outside of our comfort zone. So, sometimes we may decide, no, I'm not ready to challenge this belief right now, or I'm ready. So, when you become ready, then the step number six is replace the limiting belief with an empowering one. What do I want to believe instead? So, this belief I'm not worthy enough to charge more as a teacher because I'm a non native English teacher, what would be the empowering belief? So, for me, it would have been I am worthy enough to charge more as a teacher. And the fact that I'm a non native English teacher is just the proof that I was able to learn the language from scratch to this level, or up to this level. So, the belief you want to actually believe in, you have to replace it. Or if you believe that um, money comes to me but not on a consistent basis, then what is the belief you would like to believe in? That maybe money comes to me in abundance, or I always believe there is enough money for me every month, every single month. And here it's very important to share or say or define an empowering belief that you're actually able to believe in. If you feel that this is too much, let's say to say, I'm worthy enough to receive enough money on a consistent basis in abundance, right? If it's too much, then maybe you have to go somewhere in between and kind of set on a belief or believe a belief that you're actually able to believe in, right? Because if you think it's so distant, like you're not even able to believe in that, it's like too good to be true, that belief, then it's actually not good for you to even try to believe in that. So it's good to maybe to have some kind of like next milestone belief to the one you have right now. So maybe for me at that time it would have been um, I believe I can be worthy to charge more as a teacher, or I believe there are opportunities for me as a non-native English teacher to charge more. Okay, so this is kind of like interim money belief to the belief I really would like to believe in. Is this clear so far, these six steps? Let me just double check with you so that I know I can continue. We have two more steps with this first part, which is deep cleaning your money beliefs. And I want to read your comments as well. Yes, your comments. I deserve to be successful. That's a really good one, actually, David. Exactly. So I deserve to be successful. So one belief could be I am successful and wealthy. But if I think this is too much to believe in, I deserve, that's kind of like step forward and it's in the good direction, but maybe it's still not the final belief I would like to believe in. But this is a very good example. Orly is saying, my services are well worth their price. Exactly. Exactly. So these are the beliefs we have either about ourselves or about what we do. Good. So can we continue with the seventh step? Would you like to continue? Great. I'm just going through your comments. Yes, you're ready to continue. Katya is ready. David too. Brilliant. Seventh step. Convince your conscious and subconscious mind that it's true. So, how can we do that? We've got conscious and subconscious mind. I've got pictures of it as well. I can show you in a few minutes. But our conscious mind is the logical one, is the analytical mind. The subconscious mind is the one which is the creative one, the one which you feel, where you have habits, beliefs, and everything. So our conscious mind wants tangible proof. You need proof, right? Subconscious mind it works in a different way, but with the conscious mind, for you to convince your conscious mind that I'm worthy to charge more as a teacher or as a non-native English teacher, what could be good proof to convince my conscious mind? to, for example, look around me and see if there are any other non-native English teachers who actually charge more than I do, or who charge much more, or who charge what I want to charge. That would be good proof. So even though I don't charge it just yet, but I can see that somebody can do it or can charge it. Or another proof could be to think about those examples and instances where actually, because I was a non-native English teacher, I could help my students even more. So, what would be those examples? And that would be another proof. And of course, this proof, if it's a new belief you want to believe in, we can find some proof from the past experience and from our surroundings and environment. But this proof we are going to be collecting as we go. And if you create this new belief, then what you will kind of employ your conscious mind with, or your brain with, that you will try to look for that proof, for that new belief you want to adopt. And subconscious mind works a little bit differently. So conscious mind can choose what you accept, or if you reject something, or even if you create something completely new. But subconscious mind works in a different way. It's your conscious mind that is actually, by constant repetition, and when it's mixed with emotion, then it convinces your subconscious mind, where your beliefs are as well. So the belief is something which is in your subconscious mind, and it's your own personal truth about that one thing that you believe in. So that's what you think about money. The belief you believe about money, it's actually stored in your subconscious mind, and that's 95% of your results. So what you need to do in a way to reprogram your subconscious mind and to make it believe in what you want to actually believe. I will touch on it a little bit later, but that was just to repeat that part. And step number 8 is to embody your belief with action, energy, and patience. So that new belief that you have, that let's say I'm worthy as a non-native English teacher to charge more, and then anytime when I will have the opportunity to increase my price, or to kind of explain how I can be of service or even better service just because I'm a non-native English teacher, I would just go with it. I would just act on it. That is embodying your belief, because one thing is to just change it on a kind of conscious level and just do this work one off, but another thing, embodying that belief, is actually the everyday action and decision you need to make. And this step number 8 will actually very nicely connect to my second step, which I want to speak about: maintain your financial fitness. So, for us to maintain our financial fitness, we need to do this job or work on a regular basis. It's not just one off deep cleaning. Any questions so far about anything I've mentioned? Um, and those of you who haven't, or who didn't attend my last session, I wonder if you have one limiting belief that you identified, and if so, please write it down. And if you found an empowering belief that you would like to believe instead. And those of you who attended my session, what is that empowering belief you want to believe in, and yet you don't fully believe in, but you're in a process of adopting that belief or embodying that belief? So if you can just write it down, because I want to use your examples. Um, okay, so a question from Lee, a very good question that I want to point out to. How do you replace the beliefs that others are continually telling you? Friends, family. That's a very good question. So Lee, if you just give me maybe, I would say 2 or 3 minutes, I'm going to share a visual, and maybe I will be able to explain it better with that visual. But it's a very good question, and I had the same question. I had the same question, because I've heard from my family members that it's always good to work for a stable school, because this way you will have a stable income, and if you work for yourself, it's everything is uncertain. And I understand where they are coming from, but I was actually fired from a very stable language school, and then when I understood, okay, I trusted somebody else, what they thought about money, or maybe what is the best way of working. And because of that, then I wanted to challenge this belief, right? As I was fired from something which seemed to be very stable. So that's that there is a way how we can challenge it, and I'm going to share that with you. David's empowering belief is, I deserve to earn a good income from my teaching. Yes, that's a good one. I deserve to earn a good income from my teaching. Thank you for sharing that, David. So let me just now share the second part with you, which is the actual today's session about how you can maintain your financial fitness. And I will share 3 tips with you, but before I share those 3 tips, I'm actually going to share what it actually even means, this financial fitness, or what does it mean to be financially healthy. Good. So we start with thoughts. So this will be kind of how we can be aware what thoughts we have. That's where everything starts. When we are aware, it's 50% of our success. So the thoughts you think when it comes to money, and then when you emotionalize those thoughts and act on them, that's your attitude towards money. So the thoughts that are emotionalized, and then they give even more power to that thought, and you act on them, that's your attitude towards everything, but in this case, we speak about money. So, what are your thoughts and feelings and actions when it comes to money on an everyday basis? What is your attitude when it comes to money? And in this example, we are going to take a look at how we can actually maintain a healthy and sustainable and positive attitude towards money. So that's what we are going to take a look at. Now, I want to explain this because Lee asked this question about how we can actually deal with those beliefs that are imposed on us from our family members or friends. So, again, just to show you the thoughts we have in our conscious mind become part of our subconscious mind when we emotionalize them, meaning when we internalize them and when we start believing they are actually true, they become our experience, our personal truth. And when we then act on them, then they are even more kind of confirmed, like, yes, this is true. And this is how beliefs are created. And as I also already explained, our beliefs are part of our subconscious mind. So that this is a good thing and a bad thing. Why is it good to have beliefs as part of our subconscious mind? Because you don't have to think every single day about these basic beliefs you have about life and about everything. So it does save you a lot of time. So it's not just beliefs, but habits as well. So you don't have to think every single day about how to brush your teeth or how to put clothes on you or how to eat or how to cook or even how to have this belief that actually the world around you is safe or whatever beliefs you have. So it's automatic, and that's good because it saves you a lot of time. So that's a good thing, right? That we don't have to think about it every single day. But it can be a bad thing because if we are not aware of our money beliefs and beliefs in general, then whatever happens to us, we are just reacting to it based on those beliefs. So without knowing, we react to situations. So, for example, I will give you an example and then I will explain more about this. When I already started working as a teacher entrepreneur, it was over 4 years ago, and I already was charging $50 per hour and more. And I had one niche client, a prospect actually, because we were in a sales session and they said to me they wouldn't want to give me more than $30 or 30 euros, I think, per hour, because that's what I give to native English teachers in their country, and that's the most what I can give me. So at that time, my belief was already that I'm worthy enough to charge more as a non-native English teacher. And that's why I could respond to the situation following my newly developed belief. But if this happens when I still held the belief about me that I'm not worthy enough to charge more as a non native English teacher, potentially what I would have done, I would just have agreed that, yes, you're right. I'm not a native English teacher. And if that's what you charge or give to the teachers in your country, that's maybe what I deserve. And I would have potentially agreed to it. Maybe I would have felt upset, right? But because I already created this new belief that I had about money and what I deserved to get as a teacher, I just responded to the situation very peacefully and saying that, maybe even recommending them to somebody else. And I said, like, these are the prices for my services. So what I'm trying to say with this is that your thoughts that are emotionalized and you act on them, they create your beliefs, and then these beliefs that you act on are responsible for the results you have, for the conditions you live in, for the circumstances you have, or for the environment around you. That's how it is. Now, another thing I wanted to say, now I'm going to actually respond to Lee's question, is that very often we decide how to react to situation that comes. Let's say to this situation when this person said to me, I'm not going to give you more than 30 euros per hour. We decide based on our five senses, which is smell, hear, touch, taste, and I forgot one. Touch, taste, smell, hear, see. Yes, vision, right? Five senses. So we decide based on these five senses about, like, this is how we react. Okay, we see like, oh, this is what I've heard from this person, and maybe they are right, so we just believe them. Or maybe family members or other friends are, when they say to us like, don't become a teacher entrepreneur, it's uncertain, you will not have a steady income, you will have to work hard, or whatever else we hear, I don't know. Or maybe don't become a teacher at all because teachers are not paid a lot. So this is what we hear and see and observe with our senses, and we start believing it's true. We don't even challenge it. We live our lives by our five senses. And now it's not bad to have five senses, actually. It's amazing to have them, but it's not always good to just decide about what is truth or what do I accept as my truth just based on these five senses. So if your family member or friends are challenging you, you just need to remember you have your six mental faculties that I wasn't aware of, but when I became aware of it, I felt like I became a super person, superwoman. That I had these six mental faculties. Who wants to know what they are? Who wants to know what these six mental faculties are? And yes, thank you, Katya. Yes, it's picture, taste, feel, hear, smell. That's correct. Yes, please. Okay, so you want me to continue. So let me just continue with these six mental faculties that you can use to actually respond to situation. When I say respond, that means you decide, you kind of like challenge that maybe sentence or statement somebody makes, and you respond. So it means you think inside out. You don't let the circumstance and everything affect you and become your personal truth, but you decide what you want to be true for you. So those six mental faculties are reason, perception, intuition, memory, will, and imagination. Now, this session is not about these six mental faculties, so I'm not going to go into much detail. We will have sessions in the future if you are interested about this. But let's say I would just use in Lee's example because she said, like, what if some family members are kind of imposing some beliefs on me? So let's say somebody would say to me, actually, that happened to me. Maybe some of you already have heard about it. Um, when I was still a teacher, I was earning this £12.50 per hour. A friend of mine um, had a very interesting statement, or yeah, sentence, I guess, that they said, because I said to them like, I'm going to charge at some point 100, and I don't know if I said dollars or euros or pounds for per hour, because at that moment I already started to work on myself as a teacher entrepreneur, and I started taking steps. And I remember that person said to me, if you are going to charge $100 per hour, I'm going to eat this fork. They were eating something. And now in this moment, I could have just listened to them and say, oh, yes, you're right. You're right. There is no way I could kind of like, I don't know how much more, like five times more, charge five times more than what I charge right now. So I could have believed that. That would be thinking outside in. I would let their world, their opinions, their beliefs affect me. Okay? Or I could have used reason, and reason ends, I will decide if this is true or not. Like, thank you for your opinion, but I have my reasoning abilities and I can decide if this is true or not. Or even to use the second one, perception, that's an interesting point, but I actually can see myself charging more if I niche down, if I help specific students with getting them more maybe tailored solutions for them. So, how I perceive it, and you can decide how you perceive it, not based on your five senses, but on your six mental faculties. That your perception is different and can be different than somebody else's perception, and we can have different types of perception, right? Like we can see the same situation from 10 different angles or even more, and you decide which angle or which how you want to see that, whatever they said. So I didn't want to see it that way. I didn't accept their comment as my truth, and because I didn't accept their comment as my truth, I actually was able to charge $100 per hour and more as a teacher entrepreneur. But if I believed and just follow my five senses, then potentially I would have never come to the stage where I could charge that much as a teacher entrepreneur. So these six mental faculties are our superpowers. Again, there will be another session on this if you are interested, but I just wanted to mention this to you. Lee, has your question been answered? If you can just let me know. And David is sharing. I said I was going to earn $100 an hour. My wife laughed at me. Oh yes, my friends and family members laughed at me, and my dad. I remember that when I was telling to him like I'm going to how much I'm going to earn, and he was laughing because he said like not even our politicians in our country earn that much. How can you earn that much? Um, it was a funny comment, and I took it as a joke, but I didn't believe in that. We were just laughing together. Philip says, you should have videoed them and then held them to it. No, we are still friends, kind of. You know what? I actually, Philip, that's a very good point. But to be honest, many people live by their five senses. So, and that particular person actually had English teachers, even native English teachers, and they charge him 25, I think, in pounds or 20. I don't remember now. And he said he wouldn't, he wouldn't give more to a teacher than 30 or 40. So it was their reality, their truth. And of course, he didn't mean it in a bad way. He wanted me not to feel disappointed or maybe to be in pain that I didn't charge it much, or like kind of like he just wanted me to have like reality check, but it's their reality, right? And we decide based on these six mental faculties if we want to believe that or not. And that's how our kind of money beliefs are protected and maintained, right? So if you decide what money belief you want to have, this is the way you maintain it. So you will have a lot of situations where you will have these reactions or challenges where actually the outside world will challenge this new belief of yours. And then, based on your response to the situation or challenge, that's how you will maintain your newly developed money belief. So that's the same thing as when you go for a hair therapy and they do your scalp. um, that's like the deep cleaning of your money belief. That's the same thing as they clear your scalp, and then on an everyday basis you just shampoo your hair, you use the conditioner and whatever. So it's the same principle. We don't have to be deep cleaning our money beliefs every week or every day. That would be too much work and it's not necessary. We need to just define them or kind of like deep clean them once in a time, let's say 3 times a year, and then maintain them on an everyday basis. Lee is saying, yes, family and others can be and are highly critical. I don't believe them, but it can be really energy draining and discouraging. 100% Lee. And because they live so close to us and because they love us. So, another thing would be I think it's not difficult not to believe somebody we don't like and we don't appreciate or we don't want to follow. I think that's kind of easy to disregard their comment, their opinion. But if somebody is very close to us, it's difficult to do it and to separate what they say from who they are, right? So I just wanted to share that with you. And let me just continue. Are you happy for me to continue, everyone? We've got a few more things to share, about 10 or 15 more minutes to spend together. How are you feeling after these 40 minutes learning about money beliefs and how to maintain them? Yes, you're ready. Okay, I can see your comments. Good, 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 good. Let's just continue. So, as I said, this is thinking inside out. When you use your mental faculties, you decide, you take kind of ownership of your beliefs and how you're going to respond to everything which is happening around you. And this is how you, whatever happens, this is this small star that you can see here, you decide how you want to think about it, how you want to perceive it. Do you want to accept it as your reality or reject it, or maybe create a completely new reality and or perception that would serve you better in terms of this money belief? Then you emotionalize it and then you act on it, and that's how you get results. But you don't have to live from your results in a way. Like, you don't have to think that now because I charge £12.50 per hour, that's how it's going to be for the rest of my life. That's what I did for some time. I just believe this is my reality for the rest of my life. But then I decided, no, I want to think differently. I want to think inside out. So now I want to share with you these tips to maintain your financial fitness. And I already shared this with you. So this was tip number 1. Examine your thoughts, feelings, and actions, especially when having an emotional reaction, with that specific money belief in mind, and challenge them if necessary. So let me just explain what I mean. You've got this newly developed belief. So mine was, I'm worthy enough to charge more as a non-native English teacher. That's the money belief I wanted to believe in, right? I wanted to have about myself and about money. And then everything that happened around me, all the situations and circumstances, I was examining my thoughts. I was kind of analyzing, not too much because you cannot then just do that during the day, but always when I kind of got these feelings of not feeling happy about money or feeling sad or frustrated, I was examining those thoughts, where they are coming from. And I was seeing, or I was trying to see and decide if they are aligned with my new belief that I am just developing. If they were aligned, I kind of gave them like green light, like go, and I let them be part of me. I let them emotionalize and I was acting on them. If they were not part of my newly developed belief, or if they were not aligned with it, I just use my 6 mental faculties and say, no, thank you. I don't want that. So another money belief I had is that, okay, I know I can earn money. That was my later, when I already became a teacher entrepreneur, that I know I can earn money. I was already charging $100 per hour, but I was working 12 hours, 10 to 12 hours, sometimes even more, but 10 to 12 hours was my average every day, and sometimes even one day a week. So there was another belief I had that, okay, I can earn quite a lot of money as a teacher, but I have to work hard. So the new belief I wanted to believe in, I can earn enough money, or a lot of money, or more than enough money with ease and joy by working smart, or by working in an easy and enjoyable way. And then everything that would happen. So, for example, if I had maybe um, more projects or more classes I would have to take, I would just say no to it, because I believe that I can earn enough money with only working whatever is healthy for me. So for somebody, maybe 8 hours, for somebody 6 hours, for somebody 10 hours, whatever you can manage to work for you to feel still sustainable. So that's how I did this one. So what do you think about tip number 1? How do you see it? Tip number 1, do you think you could easily implement it and follow it to maintain your financial fitness? Let me know, please. Tip number 1. We have 2 more tips to share. How easy it will be for you to follow this tip. Yeah, you're saying great. So basically that means thinking inside out and not letting every thought and emotion which is not productive, which is not aligned with your belief, to be internalized. So Lee is saying, if we are being honest, I think it would be challenging but doable. Yes, challenging but doable. So this is and everything becomes a habit. So, and in the next session, I want to say share this practice with you. It became a habit of mine. So I guess we can share it. I can speak about it this way. So when there is a little child and we try to teach that child to brush their teeth, and I can see it from my sister's children. He's just 2 years old and he sometimes doesn't want to do it. He doesn't have a habit of brushing his teeth, but of course my sister is very diligent and she always makes him brush his teeth at least twice a day, but he doesn't want to. So that's the same thing. It's very challenging for him and kind of like doesn't have a habit. But once we have a habit that we are not letting every single kind of insight or input from outside affect us, it becomes a habit that we use these mental faculties on a regular, everyday basis. And you always stop that thought like, okay, do I want to believe this or not? Do I want to internalize this thought and emotionalize it or not? So that's how it becomes a habit. At the beginning, it doesn't. But with practice, when it becomes a habit, it's so much easier. David is saying it may be too deeply ingrained. So, yes, deeply ingrained, I don't know if you mean the new belief or the old belief, and then it's hard to kind of change it. Because, yes, it may not be easy to kind of replace these beliefs, but that's why the maintenance of this new belief and gathering more proof for this new belief is how we can actually attract more proof, and we can confirm or see that yes, this belief is becoming true. Yes, David, that's a very good point. The old belief is deeply ingrained. Yes, it is, because we've been believing it, let's say, I don't know how many years, maybe 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, some of us even more, of something that we adopted from our family members, from our environment. So I'm not saying it's super easy. I don't want to make it sound easy, but when we really deep clean our money beliefs and we decide we want to change it and into what we want to change it, then the maintenance means how can I maintain my new belief? How can I maintain it? How do we find proof? David is saying 40 years, yeah. So proof, for example, for this second belief that I need to work hard as a teacher or as a person, as a teacher entrepreneur, to make money and more impact. So the proof I was looking for was that I saw my coach worked much less than me, and she had like a lot of massages and treatments per week, and she was earning 300,000 per month, right? So that's a lot of money. I couldn't even imagine like, oh, that much money. And she was working definitely much less than me. So I was thinking like, okay, this is the proof. So there is somebody who works maybe half of my time, or I don't know, 70% of my time, and yet they earn, I don't know how much more, 100, no, I don't know how much more it was, but I was earning 3,000 at that time per month. So maybe, yeah, 100 more times they are earning, but working 50% less time. So that was one proof I had. Then there was another proof. I had other teacher entrepreneurs who already scaled their business to that extent that they didn't have to even do the kind of the much work in between the sessions, and it was scalable. So I saw other teacher entrepreneurs who work less than me. So I saw like, okay, so this is not just this one coach, but it's other teacher entrepreneur who works less than me, have the same money or even more money. And then another proof would be, and that's what I was testing, and I went crazy and wild with my experiments. I started to overdoing my well-being activities. So I went to the gym or to the jacuzzi, sauna, steam room, literally, or classes of dance, Pilates, yoga twice a day. So that's how I wanted. I wasn't able to have the balance at that time. I went from extreme of working 10 to 12 hours to working maybe 6 hours and having two well-being sessions per day, or definitely at least one per day. So I didn't manage that part. Sometimes we go from one extreme to another. But then I saw I had a few weeks like that. It was too much of chlorine on my skin because I was literally in jacuzzi every day. And then I saw, okay, I have the same money and I work much less. I work maybe 6 hours or around that time. So how is that possible? So this was my proof, new proof, like, okay, I don't need to work more to make more money and impact. I can actually work less and enjoy life more and have the same impact and the same money. So that's how you are looking for proof. So then you're kind of like programmed with a new belief to look for new pieces of evidence, like how can I kind of prove, like let's say you're in the court, that this is true, this this my new belief is actually true and I have enough evidence. Yes, so that's what I wanted to explain to you. um yes, David, it's so nice to have you in the Teacher Academy. We are so happy to have you there. um Let me just continue with the second tip. So practice mindful spending. So what do I mean by that? And this is something I'm going to touch on in the next session, because that will be the full session on mindful spending and feeling prosperous at the moment of spending money, regardless of how much money you have in your bank account. But I just want to touch on it. So this just means that every time when I was spending money, I was thinking like if this spending is actually aligned with my new belief. So for example, just to give you one example, um, I had this belief that I am worthy to earn more money as a teacher and as a non-native English teacher. Okay, and then I knew I had to grow. So at that time, as a teacher entrepreneur, I charged about $70, 60, $70. No, actually, I think 50. Now I'm a little bit confused. I don't know, 60, $70 per hour. And I really wanted to get to this $100 per hour and more. And then there was an opportunity to work with a coach, but that cost $10,000. So at that time, I was still kind of at the beginning of my teacher entrepreneur journey, and I didn't have enough savings, but I had enough to pay for this. So that's what I had already. And I never in my life spent more than 1,400. That was my CELTA qualification, for anything, right? So that was like 10,000 was a lot of money. But then when I was spending that money, when I was paying for that course, I thought like if Steffi, who has this belief that she is worthy enough to charge more as a teacher, as a non-native English teacher, would spend that money, and the answer was yes. And I was very happily spending that money because I knew that because of that, I will be even better able to get better results to my students because I will work on myself. And the work with that coach was about productivity, of how I can be manage my time better, how I can bring better results to the people I serve. So that what I mean, like practice mindful spending. This was one example. It can be like, yes, you pay for the courses, for the coaches, it can be even like when you pay for things that make you happy, like massages or gym membership, or you travel somewhere. You give me examples. When did you last spend money uh, that you were very happy about? What, which was the last time, or when was the last time when you spent money and you were happy about it? It was kind of mindful spending. So that's what I mean by mindful spending. You always think about your newly developed belief, see if it's aligned with it, and you mindfully spend your money, although it may seem scary to spend money for that thing, but you feel is right. Okay, so I will read your comments later. I'm just going to continue with the third tip, which is the last tip. Envision every day your ideal lifestyle, prosperity, and impact you make with money. So, what do I mean by that? So, that literally I mean, and I do it every day. I have this kind of visualization, let's call it visualization, where I um, actually see myself with that ideal lifestyle I want to have, ideal impact. And there are different things that are in my lifestyle. So, for example, I can share it with you. I would love to have like literally a therapist or healer for every part of my health. So, I do work with psychologists right now, for example, but I would like to have like my own masseur, hairdresser, maybe Ayurveda therapist, and all these kind of treatments that I would desire, because I know this helps me feel more relaxed and I can serve others better. So that's my ideal lifestyle, and being able to travel with my family without having to really compare best deals. And another thing is being able to really employ even more people to our Bowie team that are experts at what they do, so that we can serve teachers the best we can, or even to support a charity which I'm chairperson of, and support children with education in different parts of Africa, sub-Saharan Africa. And I'm envisioning kind of how much contribution I want to make. So I specifically have in mind 8,000 a month. which are not the things I can afford right now. So this is the ideal lifestyle that I'm envisioning every day. I spend 3 to 5 minutes doing it. So what would it be for you? You can think about it. Let me know now, or maybe let me know in the next session. But it's so important then just to connect with that vision and visualize it every day, because then it becomes natural to you, and then you will spot opportunities and options in a much better way, because if it's already part of subconscious mind, when you visualize it, emotionalize it, you will just attract opportunities and options at that level of your visualization, what you visualize. So as a matter of fact, I will have now weekly massages and other things. So it's important as well to see small progress. So maybe I can't have everything straight away, but to see this proof, small progress, like this is happening actually. I do already have, let's say, weekly massages, or I do already have this and this money I can support the charity with. Yes, exactly. I love this one. I celebrated, you said, like, I paid for a series of mastermind sessions and I celebrated new clients with hot wine and tiramisu. Love this. I don't know who is saying this because I can't see your name, but it's so good. Katya is saying, buying my sweater at the National Park shop. Yes, that's what you did, Katya. I remember this one. That's how you practiced mindful spending. Thank you so much for sharing this. So these were 3 tips how to maintain your financial fitness. Did you find it helpful? And if so, what was your biggest takeaway from today? If you can just share it with me. Because in the next session, we will share how you can master having money here and now and feel prosperous and truly rich, regardless of how much money you have right now. So let me know your takeaways, please. And for those of you who join later and you like the session, please share this link. Well, keep this link first of all for yourself so that you can access it in the for the future. As I have these sessions every other week on Wednesday at 8 a.m. Eastern time. And also, you can share the link with everybody else so that you can share it with other teachers and other people who may benefit from this. Lee said, I pamper my pets. That's a nice one. Yes, pets are like part of our family, so it's important to do it. Lee said, her takeaway is, I really like the 6 faculties for thinking inside out. We can definitely spend more time learning more about those, because I was so amazed when I learned about those faculties. I didn't know I had them. So I can definitely share more about it. Um, yes, if anybody else has more takeaways, please share them with me here and I can read it now or maybe even later. And if you watch the recording, please follow the steps. And I really hope I will see, or you will see transformation in your money beliefs and how you maintain them. Um, Lee is saying, yes, it was worth staying up all night last night. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Lee. I hope to see you in the next session. And you are saying, I don't know, oh, Alena, I set a belief for myself that I wasn't sure I could allow myself to build a house without a mortgage. Wow, that's a very good one, Alena. So, what is your belief now? You can let us know. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming here, because just coming here shows commitment that you want to work on your mindset. And see you in 2 weeks' time. Take care, everyone. Bye. Bye. Bye.